Welcome to a lesson on finding the unknown side with sohcahtoa, and mainly with when the numerator is unknown. So don't worry if you don't understand that, it's okay. The point is, if you have a right angled triangle and you have some angle there, and let's say that is missing, but you do know this side, and let's say that's 7, and this theta, that angle there, is equal to, I don't know, 61 degrees, let's say. Then how would you find what x is? How would you find this distance? That's what we're doing today, right? How do you find the unknown side? If you have an angle and you have one side of a right angle triangle, it does have to be a right angle triangle. If you have one side in an angle, then you can find any of the missing sides. Okay, let's get started. So the type of algebra you'll need is something like this. So how do you solve that? Well, you have cos 30 is equal to x divided by 12. You do want to know what x is, so to get x by itself, you'll need to do something about the divided by 12. Because right now it's x divided by 12, right? It's x divided by 12. So what can we do about the divided by 12? Well, we can undo it. As with all equation solving, to get x by itself, we need to undo whatever is with x. And since currently it's dividing by 12, we can multiply both sides by 12. We can multiply this side by 12, and we can multiply that side by 12. And that will undo the divided by 12. So you'll then have x by itself on the right-hand side, because the divided by 12 and the multiplied by 12 will cancel out. And on the right-hand side, you have 12 multiplied by cos of 30. Do not do 12 times 30. That is wrong, because 30 is not what you have on the left hand side. You actually have cos of 30 degrees. Now 30 degrees, that is an angle, and 12 is a measurement. It might be, for example, in centimeters. You can't do 12 centimeters multiplied by 30 degrees. Anyway, it makes no sense, right? That's like saying 5 kilos multiplied by 3 milliliters. That makes no sense. They're complete different units. So you have cos 30 degrees, and that is a distance. 12 is a distance. 12 times cos of 30, and that's equal to x. So to solve that, we simply bring out our calculator. We do 12 times cos of 30 degrees, and x is equal to 10.39. To set to 2 decimal places, so 10.39. X equals to 10.39. So that's the type of algebra you'll need. You might want to pause the video, play it again if you forget. But basically, it's just multiplying both sides by whatever's at the bottom there. Multiplying both sides by that. Moving on to the type of questions you'll need to do. So these are the types of questions that you will need to do. I'll just draw a line, just so we can organize our work a little clearer. Let's start with A. Okay, so first thing you will want to do, you write down sohcahtoa. Alright, so this one, you have an angle, and x is what? Opposite, adjacent, or hypotenuse? And it's opposite. And because this is opposite right angle, that was hypotenuse. So we have O and H. Now if you look over here, does that have O and H? No, it does not. Does this have O and H? No, it does not. So clearly we're dealing with soh. In other words, sine of the angle, what's the angle? 30 degrees. Sine of the angle is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Well, what's opposite? X. What's the hypotenuse? 2. So you have sine 30 is equal to x over 2. Multiply both sides by 2, and then you'll have 2 sine 30 is equal to x, and we simply pull out our calculator, and we do 2 sine 30 to get an answer of 1. X is equal to 1, and I'm done. So same process over here. You look at the angle that you have. This is the angle we're dealing with. Now in relation to this angle, x is adjacent. And because this is opposite the 90-degree angle, that's hypotenuse. And so you have A and H. Now you look over here, A and H is kah. Kah is A and H. So you write cos of 25, cos of the angle, is equal to cos of 25 is equal to adjacent, which is x, over hypotenuse, which is 5. Multiply both sides by 5, and you get 5 cos of 25 degrees is equal to x. And therefore x is equal to cos of 5 cos 25. And our answer is 4 point, to 2 decimal places, so 4.53. 4.53. I'm not sure why stuff is disappearing. There we go. Alright, last question for today. You look at this. This is the angle we're dealing with. In relation to this angle, x is clearly opposite. Okay. There we go. So that's clearly opposite. And then this is adjacent because it's not the hypotenuse. This would be the hypotenuse. So we have O and A. O and A. And that's clearly TOA. So tan of, 60 degrees here. I'll just wipe it off to make it a bit clearer. And so you have tan of 60 degrees is equal to opposite over adjacent. Opposite over adjacent. O over A. So opposite is x and adjacent is 3. And so multiply both sides by 3 here. So you'll have 3 tan of 60 degrees is equal to x, and therefore x is clearly equal to, pull out a calculator, 3 times tan of 60 degrees. And to 2 decimal places, that is 5.20. Do note, to 2 decimal places means you look at the third digit. If it's 5 or more, we increase this by 1. If you increase this by 1, the 9 becomes a 10, which will make that a 2, and this is 0. So 5.20. 5.20 is our answer. And stuff still is disappearing, I'm not sure why. Anyway, so that's how you do basic trigonometry questions where you have a single side missing. All you really need is an angle and a side. As long as it's a right angle triangle, as long as you have one angle and one side, you can find either of those two sides. It wouldn't matter. You might just use a different ratio, but yes, you can find any side. So that's it for today. Best of luck with the homework. As always, you are to do the questions marked in the textbook. Today, I think you have to do exercise 8E, and you can do the questions, let's say questions, half of questions 1 to 5, only half. Okay, that's for today. And on the weekend, actually, you can finish it off. So questions 1 to 5, half of them, and then over the weekend, or even now, you're going to just do 6 to 8, as well as, let me just check, 6 to 8, as well as 10 and 11. 10, 11. So you can do this however you want. You do have to do all of these. Please do submit them. And best of luck with the work. So I'll make it due for midnight tonight. Please get it done.